Hi Conley Clan fam! Today I am making a 3-part video series on one of the most common questions I get asked, and that is, how in the world do you have so much time for everything? How do you have time for yourself? How do you have time for 13 kids? And how do you have time to spend with your husband? So today in this video, I am going to answer the question on how Shaun and I are able to spend time together. If you haven't caught the other videos in the series, make sure to do that after this one. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make sure to click that subscribe button to become part of our Conley Clan family. One of the first things that Shaun and I do is we go get coffee together in the mornings. We have been doing this for years. Now I know not everybody has the flexibility to do that in the mornings, but we do work from home, and so we are able to go get coffee in the mornings together. You know, even if you had to go into work, let's say 30 minutes late, this is something that maybe you could do once a month or once every other month. That way you're able to spend first thing in the morning together. Shaun and I will usually go through drive-through, get our coffee, and we will drive around just our city and look at new buildings going up. And this is when we spend time talking about, you know, the kids and what's been going on, and maybe things that they've, you know, shared with me that they haven't shared with him yet. And so we will just talk about everything that's going on, what we have to do that day, you know, any appointments or meetings, and so we will do this about once a week. The other thing that we do once a week is we will go have lunch together. So we will hop in the car and we will go to one of the nearby restaurants, and we will go through drive-through and we will do the same thing. We will just eat as we're kind of driving around and talking. Now, even if you work, you know, going and meeting your significant other for lunch is something that you could do because, you know, most people have a lunch hour. And so that is one way that you could, you know, even maybe do it more than once a week. That way you're getting some time together where you can just sit and talk about the things that are going on. In the evenings, a lot of times what we will do is Shaun and I will put Christian in a stroller, and we will have Emma come upstairs and sit in the living room, and Shaun and I will just go for a walk around the block. It doesn't take very long. You know, Emma is almost 13, so she's capable of watching the kids for a short period of time. And we will just take a quick walk around the block, and we also get to talk during that time. We get to talk about what happened during the day. We get to catch up on anything that happened at appointments or meetings that we hadn't talked about yet. And we get to enjoy the fresh air. Christian gets to enjoy the fresh air. And Shaun and I are really able to have good conversations during those walks. Another thing that Shaun and I do is, on occasion, and this does not happen very often, but on occasion we will get a babysitter. And if you can believe, we actually have babysitters that will watch all of our children. Usually we will get somebody that works at our daycare because they are used to being in a room watching a lot of kids, and they are not scared off by watching a lot of children at once. And so this really helps us if we want to go out, let's say for our anniversary, or if we have something coming up, maybe somebody in our family is getting married and we don't want to take all the kids. So we will occasionally get a babysitter. That probably happens maybe once every 6 months. It does not happen very often. It is very expensive to get a babysitter for everybody. And so we choose to find other ways to spend our time. But that is one of the ways that we will occasionally get time together. Another way that Shaun and I spend time together is in the evenings after all of the kids have done their bedtime routines and they are now in their rooms, getting ready to go to sleep. We will let them watch just a little bit of TV before bed. And so when they're all in their rooms doing that, Shaun and I will sit down in the living room and we will watch shows that we like together. And so we are spending time watching TV together, but watching shows that we both really enjoy. Another way that we will get time together, and sometimes there are kids around and sometimes there are not, and this is one of the things I talked about in my video on how I get time for myself, and that is just sitting outdoors. Sometimes the kids are out there jumping on the trampoline, or maybe they're playing with the chickens and ducks, but Shaun and I will sit together in our lounge chairs and we will just watch the kids. Sometimes we'll have music going, and then we can talk during that time or not talk, and we just kind of usually relax during that time, but it is time that we do get to spend together. The last way that Shaun and I get to spend time together is by just sometimes going in our bedrooms and shutting the door and just talking in there. So our house, if you can believe it, sometimes is not chaotic, and all the kids are off doing things, whether that be playing at the park or outside on the trampoline or in their rooms, playing. And there are times where our house can be very quiet. And so we will take that opportunity sometimes to just go in our room and we will sit and we will just talk about things that we feel like we need to talk about from the day. Sometimes it's talking about things coming up. And sometimes it's just sitting there, just being together, not even talking. Maybe just sitting there together and relaxing and enjoying the silence. Because even though we get that, it does not always happen, and this house can be super crazy at times. And so we really enjoy those moments where we get that, downtime. From personal experience, I feel like this is probably the hardest one to do because you have to be very intentional about spending time together. And so we make a point to make sure that we do these things throughout the week so that way we can have that time together and then our relationship doesn't suffer. So we are very intentional about spending time together, which makes this whole family work that much better. Guys, thank you so much for watching our video today. If you have not subscribed to our channel yet, make sure to click here to subscribe and catch more videos like this one where I talk about parenting and being a mom. Also, if you have not yet caught the next video in this series, make sure to click here to watch that next video. Bye!